Chris, it is 1 p.m. on a Wednesday. I have work to do. What was so important you needed me to jump on a call right now?
Cross-origin resource sharing. I've got a way that we can use it to get on Tesla's internal network for their bug bounty program. No phishing, no social engineering involved.
Internal network. What are you talking about?
I should just explain it in person. Come on down.
Go to LA? What?
Yo, what's up, man?
Good to see you.
Good to see you, bud.
Get in here.
It's been too long of a pandemic. Come on in, I'm making coffee.
Awesome.
There you are, sir.
Thanks, dude.
One coffee. Cheers.
Cheers. So you have a plan to break into Tesla's network,
Yes.
and it doesn't involve social engineering,
No social engineering.
and it doesn't involve remote code execution.
No remote code execution.
And it doesn't involve going through any VPN server or any single sign-on provider.
None of that standard stuff.
How?
Aha.
Okay, so how...
Okay, so is there anything else that you need me to explain?
What the f? I know about CORS. I've Googled CORS before, and whenever I've looked it up in the past, I've seen tweets in websites explaining it as this old, antiquated security control, and if you use modern same-site flags and modern applications that don't use cookies anymore, it's not even relevant. How are you going to use an old, antiquated security control to break inside a network of one of the biggest companies on the planet?
Funny you should ask. And I'm going to let you in on a little secret. And if I do that, you can't tell anybody.
Okay.
So, big companies tend to have big internal networks. And big internal networks tend to have highly sensitive, internal-facing web applications that don't have authentication on them.
Get the out of here.
No lie.
Okay, so sure, if we were inside their network and they had, like you said, an application that didn't have authentication on it, we could go to talk to that website and get the data out of it, but we're not. We're not in their network.
All we have to do is get a device that is both on the public internet as well as on the internal network to visit a website that we control, and then we can send requests off into the internal network as much as we want.
But wait a minute, that would only work if these internal apps that you say have no authentication also have their CORS policies wide open and allow you to be able to make requests between origins like that. I mean, why do you think that you'll find apps that both don't have authentication and have fully open CORS?
If you Google around right now to see how should I configure CORS when I'm setting up a new application, there's a lot of information out there that says doing exactly that is fine.
Okay, so I'm following you so far. You'll have some websites internally that have no auth and might have open CORS, but you need an internal employee to go to our evil website to do all this. How are you going to get them on our evil website without social engineering them or coercing them to do that?
Ah, typo squatting. So I am certainly not perfect at typing things by a long shot, nor am I very good at copy pasting. And I have time and time again visited the wrong website because I either hit the wrong key or I copy pasted the URL wrong. So I'm thinking that we should figure out what are some likely mistakes that employees of the target are going to make, and let's buy those domains and then put our software on those domains.
So you're going to ahead of time figure out what domains a Tesla employee is likely to go to and figure out ahead of time how they're going to typo those domains so they land on our website instead of the website they were trying to go to. And then you're going to use that to send HTTP requests using JavaScript through their browser to those internal apps that have no authentication and have wide open cores.
Yes. I think we did it.
So what do we do now?
Ugh.
Oh, I think we got something. So you're saying someone tried to go to splunk.teslamotors.com
Right.
and typoed Tesla Motors, so they went to our domain instead.
That's right.
And then we sent them evil JavaScript to make requests to all of their internal domains. And these 10 domains had their cores wide open, which allowed us to steal all of the data from those domains.
Yep.
Can we see one of them? Can we see the data?
Yeah, sure. So here we'll look at this one.
So this is what you would get if you were on the inside of the network.
Right. This HTML should only be available to anybody that is on the internal network.
Can I see what someone from the internet would see?
Yeah. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you
DNS
can't
isn't
can't even route to it.
That's right.
So I mean, this stuff, is this sensitive?
I mean, it depends on your definition, but we have references here to JavaScript files. We have some, data that looks to be encoded. We haven't gone that far yet, but these files could have API keys in them. They could have other, references to other internal services, various types of sensitive information.
Wait a minute. You said the JavaScript could have API keys in it? You're saying that developers, when they make internal apps, sometimes put, secrets and passwords and stuff in their JavaScript?
Sometimes.
Let's make requests to these JavaScript files. Let's pull all the content. Let's keep going.
Well, I love the sentiment, but at this point, we definitely need to report this. We need to let Tesla know what we found before we go any further.
I mean, I hear you, but they're not going to take the extra energy to check the files. They're just going to fix the cores, and that's going to be that.
Alas, bug bounties.
Wait a minute. You called me up saying you wanted to hack Tesla. Yeah. But this should work for any company, shouldn't it?
Any company with an internal network.
We should probably open source the tool and show other people how they could do this.
Yeah, but you got to think about the pros and cons.
I mean, pros is you have more security researchers looking for these problems. You get the internet cleaned up a lot faster.
Yeah, but cons, we don't get to keep all that sweet bug bounty loot.
That's true. It's a tough one.